Hey, what's going on, y'all? This your man, Big Rich, host of New Well Life TV and Talk Radio. New Well Life TV channel. Say this is On the Couch with Big Rich, and I am here with
LaKenta. LaKenta Wright.
That's right, LaKenta Atmosphere Shifter.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And we're gonna get into what that means. Hey, y'all, this is our special. We're going to be interviewing people who are doing positive things in the community. People, and not everybody on here will be done overcame something, but most of the people you'll see on the show are people overcoming traumas in their life and to go on and have a better life. LaKenta and I, we know each other through the fellowship. She's a great woman. She's a great lady. And I've been telling her, said she was ready to share her story, her strength, experience, and hopes that it might help someone. So, LaKenta, drug addiction, right?
Right.
So, we know that's horrible. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your addiction, can you just give us what that was like for you and what you took yourself through?
Well, the past of over 22 years of active drug addiction, stemming from past undealt with trauma, I was exposed to a plethora of things. Jails, institutions, near-death situations,
Right.
Most that I didn't have to implement myself into, but mental bearings, whether it was MHMR, hospitalizations,
Right.
Man, the whole nine.
Right.
What active addiction can lead to.
Right. So, and you say you spent over 20, like me, I'm 20 plus years. I was 20 plus years in that active addiction. And we come out of that. Right. We stop using. Now it's time to rebuild our lives. So how has that been? How's that been going? It take you a couple of attempts. When you stop, you were done. How does that go for you?
I'm gonna try to be as transparent as possible. For me, I have to be cautious with the being done statement.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my transparency, I did have a 5-year stint of clean time.
Right.
And a situation happened life on life's terms where I relapsed again.
Right.
And so when I speak of being done, it's just a literal sense of choosing a path now where I can go one day at a time.
Right.
I didn't have that one day at a time avenue. My pathway was the church. My pathway was meditation and prayer and Sunday morning services, which once I found out the different lanes of that pathway, that kind of steered me wrong as well.
Right.
So I kind of stray away from the being done aspect.
Are you done with the blaming? Are you done with it was whatever because mama wasn't there, daddy? Oh, I'm black. I was poor. I was rich. I was whatever. I had a kid too early. The trauma and abuse you were talking about. Can you give us an example of it, if you're comfortable giving us an example of some of the trauma and abuse that you went through?
Okay, I was molested very young. I dealt with prostitution and soliciting prostitution, and this was during an active period of my drug addiction. My child's father was my pimp. The abuse as far as physical, mental, molestation, all of that. But like you just said, to revert back to the question, being done with the blaming, it's at a place where I'm speaking, that's what the fellowship teaches. I've come to a place where I have to learn to endure and get to the bottom of my situation, get to the bottom of the problem. It's not about blaming anymore, because I've also realized, man, people are sick in other areas that we can't account for or explain. So I'm done with blaming people.
Right.
Oh, mama did this, or even the child's dad did this, or XXYZ. I have to realize and come to a point of what did I want?
Right.
Right. How did I feel about myself?
Right.
To allow even that to justify me.
Right. And that's what we say in our program. You know, I had to come face to face with my life.
Yeah.
I had to come all the lies, all the justification, rationalization. It had to go away for me to get some help.
Yeah.
You know, it had to go. I had to say, man, I'm steady out here killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You know, you hear people talking about how good their using situation was.
Right.
No, still using.
Right.
I still took myself through that degradation and dereliction.
Right.
Okay, some days you might have had 50 cents more than the next using at it.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all still trapped in that same hell. So you have kids. So you had children during your active addiction. Okay, how many children?
I have two.
Mm-hmm.
I have two children.
Mhm.
Even in this addiction, I lost my children.
Yeah.
I lost my children to the system. I've been to prison a few times. They luckily were able to go with my family, so they were able to stay close. I failed even in that,
Mhm.
Rich. I failed even in that constant using, constant playing the blame game, whose fault it was, why they couldn't be with me, why I was so unfit, so the state said.
Mhm.
And the actuality of it was I wasn't.
Mhm.
You can't go and use and come home and be a parent that sees about your children,
Right.
make meals, take baths,
Right.
do the things that need to be done as a parent. So I stopped shifting blame there. And I just got on point with what I needed to get to.
Right.
Taking my classes, whether it was the parenting, the anger management. I went through a plethora of classes.
Right.
It was well needed.
Right.
Just like this program, it's well needed. In order for me to get better, I have to seek out the options that are available. Resources are available.
Right.
Seek out the options that are available to get myself better.
And so you have a relationship with your children now.
I do.
That's good. And I think about that. I don't have a relationship with my children. I have two boys, and I don't have a relationship with children. They still don't speak to me. But I know the time will come
Absolutely.
when they may want to.
Absolutely.
And I have to be all right if they never want something. I hope they do, you know. And I was one of those people who went around. I was the guy, well, because I could bomb stuff.
Mhm.
At the time when I was married, my first marriage, she did everything.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that makes me good daddy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to, you know, doing the work. But Richard, how you gonna be a good daddy? Well, you was in prison 4 times.
Yeah.
When you was on the street getting high,
Yeah.
and when you was stealing and doing all the crime, eating out of trash cans. So when was you a good daddy?
Right.
And not all the time were bad. Like I said, for a lot of addicts, we do have bouts of clean time for whatever reason, you know, just coming out or something happens and we need to show up for the family and we get clean. But that don't last. It never lasts. So when you this time
Mhm.
we say a made up mind and a well whooped ass.
Mhm.
Is that how you feel?
Absolutely. It's not even a physical, it's more for spiritual
Yeah.
things now.
Yeah.
Being spiritually inclined and awake now to, I can't even just say like the enemy's attacks, because it can be utilized in the very person you're sitting next to.
Right.
You can say it like that. I just have to be very mindful and aware
Mm-hmm.
of where I've come from,
Right.
and where I no longer want to be.
Right.
Right. I don't want to isolate myself again. I no longer want to rip and run the streets, whether it's $5 or $10, sometimes $2.50 to go half with somebody.
Right.
Man, it's just a lot in my life where I feel like I've grown.
Right.
And I'm better now.
Right.
And I no longer have to go down that lane. You
Right.
see what I mean?
Right.
Am I there yet? Absolutely not.
Oh no. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey.
Even with my children, man, she's 11. My
Mhm.
oldest is 11. And I would say from birth till around 7,
Mhm.
I went through these
Yeah.
transitions.
Yeah.
Right. So even though she's back within the house with me, I'm still having to learn her.
Mhm.
I'm still having I'm over this process all over again.
Right.
I'm a new mom still
Right.
because I didn't have her.
Right.
But man, it's a journey. And I recognize too, all in all, even though my mom was who she was to me,
Right.
this relationship is still new.
Right.
Because I'm figuring out as of now at my big age
Yeah.
who I am.
Right.
You know?
And that's a journey. And I tell people, I'll be 57 this year. I didn't get it till I was 50.
Yeah.
We get it when we get it.
We'll get it.
And when I look back now, like I said, I still look back at some things and I said, man, I can't believe I did that. But that was just what I did.
Wow. Yeah.
That's not who I was or who now that I'm becoming, but the past is still the past.
Yeah.
I use it now as a source of strength, not looking back and, oh man, I hate I did all the regrets and all that. No, I look back at it now as a source of strength. So and I just want to say, man, Kent and I know each other. We're in the program together. We're in the fellowship. We go to the beach together. So I see her on a regular. And I'm asking her these questions because a lot of times we don't get to talk. We hear each other sharing the meeting and things like that. But how difficult was it from day one getting clean to where you are now, reconnecting with family, people trusting you, getting a job? How difficult was it? Or did you ever say, man, forget it?
Well, if we're just referencing this time, right? So I came out of that 5 years of clean time.
Mm-hmm.
The situation that happened was with my significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So and my story is, guys, after so long of that trauma and abuse, and your higher power blesses you with an individual or a person to come into your life who uplifts
Mm-hmm.
and encourages
Mm-hmm.
and the whole nine, this person falls sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started playing that blame game.
Right.
Why would you give this and take it away and this
Right.
and knowing I'm doing the right things, right? And so speaking of hard, I was harder on myself this last time than I've ever been.
Right.
Than I've ever been. First, there was the guilt and shame that built up after having those 5 years, and why did you go back, and how could you allow something to even take you back? And then it was that seeing my children's face.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here with them again. Not being that active parent hurts me the most,
Mm-hmm.
because that was something that I always wanted to grab back. And then now that I have it, how can I allow any situation to take me out of that? So with finding out one day that I walked into the program,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I could do it.
Right.
But I also knew, Rich, there's something in me that's got to keep going.
Right.
It's something in me that's bigger than even me. That
Right.
I need to understand.
Definitely. I got to ask, because I got to ask this question. And I got to ask this question every time, even this time. The question, well, what you going to do different this time? Did you get that question? Or some form of that question? Okay, we heard it before, LaKenta. Okay, yeah, you was clean, and now, but we've been taking care of the kids. You've been out here on the street doing whatever. Okay, you telling us you clean now. Okay, we done made a month. We done made 2 months. We done made 3 months. And did you feel like, or do you feel like people still, got their watch on you? Well, she done, as far as he gonna go.
Well, this time, Rich, I gotta be honest, this time it don't matter.
Yeah.
This time I stop allowing people's dictatorship, how they feel about it, how long it's gonna take, how long I stayed out, how far I done went.
Mm-hmm.
I stop allowing everybody else's opinion to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The bashing, she gonna be this for the rest of her life. Because if I keep allowing their words and their transparency towards me to affect me, I'm gonna stay out there.
Right. And nothing's gonna change.
Nothing.
Because if I don't change my thinking.
Nothing.
And that's what recovery, that's what we talk about. I know a lot of times I'm on social media a lot, TV and all that, and we hear recovery, we hear drug addiction. And recovery is an active change in my ideas and attitudes.
Absolutely.
And people forget about the word active.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So I have to stay out of that delusion. And I say this all the time in group. I have to stay out of that delusion when something happens. Man, you must don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Man, 20 years ago, out of that's a delusion. That's a fantasy. And for me and maybe other addicts, that's the place we gotta stay out. Mm-hmm. We gotta stay in here. We gotta stay in today. So, but you 2 months clean.
No.
9.
A little bit over 9.
Little bit over 9 months clean. So how has, let's go the first 3 months, 6 months, and 9. How has it been?
First 7 days
Mm-hmm.
was a wreck.
Mm-hmm.
um, going home, the crying through it, pressing through it, fighting through it, shutting myself out from everybody. So you come out of a period, you've already been isolating, but now you have to, well, for me, I had to stay in a place mentally, physically, emotionally, just by myself, period,
Right.
to get through what was about to happen.
Right.
Right. So that's still isolating. But it's in a more healthy way at that point.
Right.
Because now you're closing everybody off to kind of sit in on what you need to do for you.
Right.
The first week was amazing. Once I recognized that I could do it. My grandmother always told me after 30 days something becomes happen. So I just had to press through that 30 days. And I did what was suggested. I did that 90 and 90.
Right.
I got the sponsor and I started talking to somebody about it. It seems cliche, but it's the best way to go, man. Get them therapists, get them people, them sponsors, get that support network, get them people that you can talk to, because for me, man, my story was the same people I had to confine in was the one that was holding me back.
Right.
So I had to reach out to another avenue.
Right. So now at 9 months, when you look back at your first 30 days, what has been one of the biggest life things? I said, man, I didn't know. For me, it was like, and even to this day, pushing 6 years ago, I didn't know I could have this type of life.
Yeah.
I mean, every day is something amazing, and it's every day is a miracle. I don't put a chemical in my body.
Right.
Right. And I think that's where a lot of people miss in the pro. My only power, my power of choice. I get to choose what I want to do. Now, once I make the choice, power is gone again, right? No matter good or bad, good or bad. So now when you look at your power, wake up every day, man, I can go work. I can go earn it. I can keep my body calm. I can keep my mind calm. I don't have to sell my body. I don't have to put myself in a dangerous situation. So today, what does that feel like?
Today it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Man, today I actually see the light that's covering. Like when my name is Lakenta, the atmosphere shifter. And you too can shift the atmosphere. And what that means for me, man, my presence alone will move a room. I no longer am confined by what happened, and my goal is to reach out to other young women who deal with the same thing. We don't have to stay in that place. Which is so much, I think, which you a spiritual inclined person, to recognize who you are and to see yourself, it's a beautiful thing. And I believe after I got that 7 to 30 days clean and seeing who I am without the judgment of the streets, without the usage of the drugs, without the TDC number hanging over my head, not having to revert back to the streets, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I don't have to steal anymore. I don't have to go out and hit licks, so they say, to get money. I can work today.
Right.
I can work an honest job. Do I feel like standing on them people clock 7 to 8 hours a day? Absolutely not.
Right.
But I also know that it's the money that's going to pay my bills to keep a roof over my kids' head.
Right.
I want to live justly today. I want to live right.
Right. And I get that because, my name is Richard Brown. For a long time, it was 32 Bump. My name was 32 Bump, or 1127895. And I can't forget that number. I don't care. I cannot forget the TDC number. It won't go anywhere. And I don't care what I'm doing. I got to punch in a million codes, and that number comes up. And I don't dwell on that. Now I look at it, humorously. That's something that I did. Like you said, you've been in prison a few times, incarcerated. So I know for us being locked up, we get to telling those stories. Oh man, when I get out, I did, well, then we got that line a lot of times, what I'm saying? But for me, seeing you grow from when you first came in, and people, I know people said that about me when I first. I saw you come in on fire, and still on fire for the program, and work through a lot of things. So. And I'm glad I'm always, when I see the light bulb come on, so to speak, you know, and everybody sees it, you know, because everybody was once there, you know. We all started with one day clean,
Right.
you know. So what do you want to do to help women when people are watching this and say, I identify with their black? What is it you want, your words, your actions? What do you want people to get from it? What do you want?
Well, I'll say this. It's not a want that I want. It's the yearning of allowing God to do what he wants to do for me, for somebody else. There are 1,000,001 ways to recover. Women are dealing with grief. Women are dealing with childbearing. Women are dealing with drug addiction. Women are dealing with drug abuse, molestation, physical, mental, domestic violence. And I've been through just about 98% of those myself. But the book doesn't stop there, man. My goal is to, if nothing else, just be available for somebody. A lot of times I was shut out because I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have a program to lean on. I didn't have somebody that I could go talk to that wasn't going to go tell my mama or wasn't going to go report it to the job or report it to the PO. I just want to be available for another young woman that's struggling with something and allow her to know that there's resources. There's a way to get out of it. Also to uplift and to rebuild our women, man. We've been so torn down from past things and past trauma, but it doesn't, like you just said about the light going off. My own light had to go off. That don't take away from who I am. Matters what I've endured in my life, never took away. It's just like that. I heard a guy do a show one time. You take a $20 bill, you can crumble it, stomp on it, ball it up, tear it up, but it doesn't lose value, right? So that's just like the women that I want to reach out to. Matters what you've endured. It doesn't change the value of who you are.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot, right? Because you told me you done wrote some books, and I've been on you about getting your books done, right? So what's going on?
So the Color Me Blind series, which is a whole, it's a 10-book series, man, of my life. The whole 9 yards, which I have to be transparent because, like you said, man, I want to reach the younger generation. I just feel like if I can catch the younger girls before we get into adulthood, we won't have as many adult addicts. And that's dealing with every level of recovery. But I am writing my books. I have spoke with a couple of young colleagues to try to help me press and get through it. I'm taking it one day at a time, Richard. I'm not trying to get my hands into too much, and I'm allowing the spirit to lead me this time. Taking my hands off of it, so to speak. I'm not saying I'm not applying pressure, because I'm moving forward, taking the steps I need to take. But I also know not to pile too much on myself, because that's stressful.
And I've been in the norm. I tell people, we in not just people in the program, but our program teaches them. You know, the word is striving, the word is searching, the word is believing, the word is becoming. So those are active words. And I believe in the program. I tell people I believe in the program, not just the parts I like. Oh, this worked for me. I believe in the program. So with that belief, I try to practice. I try to make it a fundamental part of me. And that's why I keep stretching myself. And sometimes people may look at, oh, you got a lot on your plate. No, I don't.
Just enough.
No, I don't have a lot on my plate. I don't. And people say, and because maybe it sounds good to say. You know, and I think one of the best quotes I heard was, growth is biting off more than you can chew and learning how to chew it. You know, and I say this all the time on the show. Good is not good enough anymore. Good is not good enough anymore. See, because when you good, you'll go around and tell everybody. See, but when you great, they'll tell you. See, they'll tell you great, right? And that's where I want to get, and not out of ego or I'm the best this or whatever, but I do want to be the best version of myself. And that's the program in all areas of my life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The disease affected every area of life. So
Yeah.
my recovery needs respect. And a lot of times we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, we think, well, they'll think I'm bragging if I talk about the great job I got. They'll think I'm bragging if I talk about the new car, the new home, or how much money. No.
Yeah. And see, real quick, so here's the
Mhm.
thing. When you say ego, I had that mentality when I was using.
Mm-hmm.
I had that arrogance and egotistic. Like I was that it girl.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't we still have that mentality in our
Mhm.
sobriety and in our walk today?
Right.
When you said where I am at, yeah, it is becoming. I'm grateful
Mhm.
to even be at this place
Right.
on today, to even be sitting in the rooms or amongst people indoors that I
Right.
walked in today. I didn't think I would be able to walk in them doors.
Right.
But what I meant by the light is it shined on me. Hey, this is already fitting for
Right.
you. This is already what you're destined to be doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we count ourselves out because of where we've been and what we've been through. And oh, I shouldn't be around these caliber people.
Right.
Or oh, I shouldn't sit amongst these type of people. Why not?
Right. And I say that to people are saying they don't even realize it, and I keep thinking maybe it sounds good. People say, well, if I do this, I wonder what they'll think or this person will think. And I say, well, you already started out looking through somebody else's lenses.
Mhm.
What about your lenses?
Mhm.
Look, what aren't you looking through your, and you're never gonna get it. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. The opportunities I had, uh, my mother did the best with us, the oldest 4 children. She did the best on the best information she had, and people ask, man, you were raised good. Nobody said, hey, I want to be a drug addict.
Right.
Nobody says that.
Right.
The bad choices I made led to that. And that's what I love about the program. You get to go in there and you get to see, and you stop that blame, and you stop that rationalization, you stop that justification. And everybody's work is different. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about your entrepreneur. Also, tell us about your business.
Okay. Along with the books, The Color Me Blind, I do have an LLC, Daughters of Grace LLC, and it is a women's recovery support. What I spoke about. Also, I do music.
Mhm.
I've written my songs and in the process of getting the album done. So it's just an all-around shift.
Mhm.
When I say atmosphere shifter, I'm starting with me.
No.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
starting with me. Because before I can reach somebody else, and that's why I never understood when you were talking about coming into recovery, I couldn't relate to the people at the MHMRC.
Right.
I couldn't relate to the psychiatrists and the doctors and the people at CPS that don't even have children and
Right.
know the lifestyle. My goal and my mission, man, is to reach out to like-minded and people like me.
Right.
I want to be able to tell people how to maneuver based on my experience because I've been there.
Right. And that was the same way when I started this, and people said, well, man, you're the people in the fellowship people. And I said, that's not my audience.
Yeah.
Because they already know.
Yeah.
My audience is the people who don't, the people in around the world, because we're worldwide. Around the world who say, well, oh, the crackhead, the drunk.
Mhm.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Did nobody just get up and
They
say
don't
that?
say, oh, I'm gonna go get a pilot today.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was my audience.
Mhm.
Family members dealing with loved ones who are using apps. That's my audience. Kids who watch this, people incarcerated, seeing our message and say, man, I can get out and have a better way of life, and that's why I appreciate you coming.
Thank you, Richard.
And I ain't done with you.
I appreciate
We're
your
gonna get you back. LaKenta is also a vendor at our Community Partners Impact event this Saturday, July the 11th, from 1 to 5 p.m.
Be there.
Be there. You don't want to miss it. We have a lot of great vendors. Hey, we got a bunch of surprises that'll be there. We'll be at the Hiawatha Williams Recreation Center, 2976 Cummings Street, Dallas, Texas, from 1 to 5. Hey, get there early. We got we're gonna have about maybe 30 plus vendors. Hey, and we have the DFW Corvette Club community that will be there. Hey, they have reached out. GFW Kings and Queens. They don't even want any recognition. They don't want any, but I'm getting ready to give them some recognition. Grand Lagos Car Club, GFW Kings and Queens Corporate Club, unique Corporate Club. It's a couple of, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. So that's what we'll be Saturday. We got some amazing speakers who are going to be there to speak about, we're talking about reclaiming our communities. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. And I'm just grateful for everybody who's called, want to be a part of, want to support the people who support New Way of Life TV channel, New Way of Life TV and Talk Radio, and all the shows we have on the channel. And I'm just grateful. Right, and we're gonna get some more story out of you. Okay. We're gonna get you on the show. Okay. and all that. So you all right?
I'm all right.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. Say it's Big Rich. You know how I do it. Peace.
Bye, guys.